Hey, good morning, Fierce Tribe. Happy Tuesday, March 6th. So great to see you. Today we are continuing our conversations on what others might call Coach Basics training. I'm just calling it Coach Basics Conversations. We started yesterday and dove in a little bit with some of the context and the why behind why we have a Coach Basics training, why we're having these conversations. And here's what I want to reiterate about this particular set of information I'm going to share with you over the next few weeks. So often people say, I don't know what I can do with the business. I don't know if I want to build a business. I don't know what I can do with the business. And most of the time, most of us have absolutely no idea what this business can do in our lives. And how can we? Most of us have never done anything like this before. And we've come into being a Beachbody coach because we love fitness, or we're trying to get back on track with our fitness, or we want more accountability with our fitness. We want to dial in our nutrition. We want a tribe to surround us, but we've never actually worked a business like this before. And so we don't really know the potential and in the possibility of that. And what I want to say to you is this: we won't know what we can do unless we know the fundamentals. Period. We just won't be able to tap into the potential and the possibility of what this business can do in our lives. And I mean so much more than just helping us stay on track or lose weight or get ready for spring break or dial in our nutrition or whatever it might be. We won't know that until we start to dial in some of the fundamentals, because that's what everything is built on. So don't be afraid of having conversations about how to build the business, because that's going to help you change your life in whatever way you want to. Maybe it's just a small change and that you want to be able to cover the cost of your Shakeology through your business. Awesome. Maybe it's a big change that you want to start a college fund for your kids, or you want to take a vacation with your spouse, or you want to do an addition to your home. And those are much bigger, and those are absolutely doable, but you don't know that until you start to build that foundation. So that's why I want you to really embrace this sort of set of information over the next few weeks, that it's not training, it's really conversations on how to build a business, how to change your life in whatever way works for you. So let's dive into today. Today we are talking about your why in this business. And for as long as you are a Beachbody coach, and really, when you start to think about it, most pieces of being a coach are really pieces of life. I don't go anywhere anymore or do hardly anything in life. Nothing really unfolds in my life anymore where I don't relate it to the business. And it doesn't matter whether it's something big like Josie's surgeries, or something small like a quote I see on a wall. Invariably, all day long throughout the day, I am seeing and finding this, as Keisha Fitzgerald put it so lovely, this connective tissue between what's happening in my life and what's happening in my business. So the two are not exclusive. Everything that happens in our life is part of this business, and vice versa. Everything that's going on in our business is helping our life. So what you will hear as a Beachbody coach, and really should be the backbone of your life as well, is what is your why? You will hear that question over and over and over again. What is your why? And as a newer coach, I need you to understand this so deeply and to embrace it, and then to be able to teach it to your coaches as well. As a newer coach, your why is very different than the why that you have when you're 6 months in the business, or 12 months in the business, or 3 years in the business. And I think it's because until you start to dive in to this business, you, again, truly don't know the potential and the possibility. I had absolutely no idea that this business would change my life in the way that it had, because when I started 10 years ago, the success stories that we see on the daily now simply weren't present. The business wasn't old enough for them to be present. But now, any story that you want to create in your own life, you can look around the network and you can find someone else who's doing something very similar to you. And how many success stories are you going to see before you decide to write your own? It's out there. It's out there. However, your why, your success story in the making, will look different in the beginning as a coach than it will later as a coach. When I started as a coach, and I know I've said this a gazillion times, I just wanted to pay for my Nikes. Let's see if I can get my leg up here. I'm very sore today. I just want to pay for these because I have a sad shoe addiction. And especially as a fitness professional, and especially coming in with Chalene Johnson as one of her master trainers. I mean, we used to wear Shocks. So these are sort of like the updated version of Shocks. They're so much better. But I used to like teach in Nike Shocks. It was like teaching in high heels. I wonder why my back hurt all the time. Gosh, I wonder. But we wore them because they were cute. And, you know, we were, as a family, we were very, very poor, it felt like, because we just couldn't even get to the end of the month. And we had these 3 girls, and I had gone into fitness after being a high school English teacher, and I just wanted to be able to cover the cost of some shoes. I wanted to buy my Nikes so I looked cute when I did my trainings and stuff, and that's all I wanted. Okay, so that's $100. And then it was 8 months. It was 8 months in the business, and I so vividly remember this conversation. I was talking to someone else who came in at the same time, and she's like, what do you want to do with this? And it just sort of came out of me. So this is 8 months in the business. It just sort of came out of me, and I said, I just want to take my family back to Disney. Now, we are huge, as you know, huge Disney fans. You can see it behind me. I'm a huge Disney fan and have been for a long time. If you're ever at my house, I'll show you. I have my ticket from my very first visit to Disney when I was 3. And I have pictures of myself on Main Street with my mom. And so I've been a Disney fan since birth, it feels like. And we had a period of time where we didn't go to Disney because we were poor. And it just sort of came out of me 8 months in the business. I just want to take my family back to Disney. So in 8 months, when I was not doing very much with the business and couldn't figure out what to do because I didn't know what the heck I was doing, I'd gone from I think I want to just cover the cost of my Nikes to I think I want to take my family back to Disney. I mean, so it's so important for you to understand that our whys and the reason why we do anything can change and should change as we start to dig up this potential and this possibility that's not just in the business, but that's in ourselves. And at the time when I started the business, all I could think was that's how small my vision was. I just want to buy my Nikes for $100. My vision was that small. And then as I started to dive in the business a little bit. And I still kind of dinked around with the business for 8 months, not really doing anything. But as I started to surround myself with people who were doing stuff, and people, you know, your tribe is everything. And these people who were doing more, and they had a bigger vision than I did with the business. As I started to surround myself more and more with these people that could see more with this business, that I started to enlarge my own vision, and my perspective got bigger. And here's the cool part, and I don't want to go down a rabbit hole with it, but here's the cool part. That was my own personal experience, having this sort of small vision. And it's so interesting too, oh my gosh, it's so interesting too, because when I started teaching fitness, I started at the Waukesha Family Y, and I was just teaching a fitness class, kickboxing on heavy bags and gloves. So like legit kickboxing. And found Turbo, fell in love with it, became a master trainer. And so Chalene Johnson was the first person in the fitness realm. Like my dad was always my person who was like, dream bigger, you know, enlarge your vision, have bigger perspective, whatever. But Chalene was that first person in fitness who said, this is bigger than your class at the Waukesha Family YMCA. This is bigger than this. We got more people to help and to start to think of a bigger platform and to really enlarge your vision. And so I felt that, and I had aspirations in fitness, and I could see this bigger picture in fitness. It just took me a while to transfer that sort of thinking into the business, if that makes sense. So I started with this small picture thinking, and it took me a while to start to translate that into my business as well. But here's what's cool, you guys, and here's what's so freaking awesome about this business, is because I've lived through that, and I've experienced that, and I've had that sort of small perspective and that small vision, and I've surrounded myself with people to lift me up and push me and to empower me with the tools, and I had this drive inside me because I knew there's more to life than just this. There's more than just this. There's this and this and this. And because I surrounded myself with the right kind of people who pushed me to do more and to believe more and to take action and to become more, that became part of me too, and it became part of my parenting. So as my children have gone through situations that feel, you know, it's middle school and high school, and everything, and even college and everything feels so of the moment and right now and of the most crucial importance. And because I have had people in my life that have enlarged my vision and pushed me to have a bigger perspective, I am able to do that for my daughters, and I can do it from experience. So when crap goes down at the high school that feels like it's the biggest, most important thing in your life, I am able to say, let's take a step back and let's look at the bigger picture here. I'm able to do that because someone did that for me. So my why when I started teaching fitness was to teach a couple of classes at the YMCA until I discovered Turbo and until Chalene Johnson came into my life, and my why became bigger. And then I became a Beachbody coach, and my why was just to cover the cost of my shoes until I surrounded myself with a tribe that pushed me and empowered me and lifted me up, and my why became bigger. And the cool part about that is that starts to leak over into every piece of your life, including your parenting. So when I tell you that I'm a better parent now because of Beachbody, that's just one example. Because I am better able to mentor my daughters through icky situations in their life that feel like they're happening right now. I can talk to them about having a bigger vision because I've lived it because of this business. So the why changes, but you got to have a reason why you want to work the business. You got to have a reason why you want to build the business. And I encourage you to make it more tangible than I just want to help people, because I hear that a lot. I just want to help people. I want to help people too. And you know the people that I want to help the most? The ones that live in this house with me, because they're the most important people in my life. I want to help them. So by helping people outside this house, I get to help them. And that's most important. So what's your why? Right now, it doesn't have to be some grand vision yet. You may not be there yet, and that's okay. You're not supposed to. This is a business of evolution. What is your why right now? What's going to be strong enough to push you to not just see a bigger vision, have a bigger vision, enlarge your platform, have a big perspective, have that real world, big world perspective. But what's going to push you that when you don't feel like listening to this Facebook Live or doing some of the work that I'm going to drop in here for day 2, or making those invitations and getting them out there, or putting a filter on a picture and taking the time to put something really good on social media, or doing a story again, what's going to help you stay motivated and on track? It's going to be your why. So when I started and I wanted to buy my Nikes, I was motivated to create that amount of income. And as I started to see the potential and possibility, and I wanted to take my family to Disney, you better believe that motivated me even more, because that's exponentially more than buying Nikes. Did I do it? Hell yeah, I did it. Yeah, I did. And it was awesome. And this business pushed me and allowed me the opportunity to do it. What is your why right now? Not 6 months from now and not 12 months from now. What's your why right now? Is it that you want to connect 5 women, 5 men, 5 people, whatever, this month with our solutions at work? Then maybe that's your why right now. Is it that you want to create income so that you take your family on a vacation? Is it that you want to make sure you're covering the cost of your trip to Summit? I don't know what your why is. Only you can decide that. But I do know whatever it is, it's valuable. And I need you to understand that it doesn't have to be ginormous. It just has to be relevant to you right now. And you have to understand it's going to change. And it should. And if it doesn't, if I had stayed stuck 10 years ago in my why being I wanted to buy my Nikes, none of us would be here today. None of us would be here today. So you have to understand that that why is going to grow and change and evolve like you're going to grow and change and evolve. So as we get into today's conversation, I'm asking you about your why. Remember, it doesn't have to be some earth-shattering, deep-wrenching, soul-twisting why. It has to be What's getting you out of bed every morning and pushing you down to that computer where you're checking in with your challenge groups and you're sending invitations? What's keeping you on track? It has to be powerful, but it doesn't have to be so big that it's earth-shattering right now. That might come. That might come. Understand that it's going to change. And you want it to change because you're going to change. You don't want to be the same person today that you were 6 months ago. You really don't want to be the same person today that you were yesterday. We want to get a little bit better every single day. So your why should change as you change. So that's going to be our conversation today. We're talking about whys. I'm going to drop the information right below this Facebook Live. Later, I'll check in with you. I want to know if you watched the live, if you read through the information, and if you started thinking about your why. I really encourage you to get yourself a notebook, something where you're just constantly taking notes and journaling and writing some stuff down, because I think that's what's going to really make a difference. Because I've got, oh my gosh, guys, I have so many notebooks over here. Well, I'm kind of a hoarder, but okay, we won't talk about that right now. But just to go back and look at those notes and look at some of that stuff, you know, it's why I love Facebook Memories. When that stuff comes up, you're going to see a blog post a little bit later this week, Facebook Memory that I wrote 7 years ago, that it literally could be word for word what I would write today. And that's pretty cool. When you go back and look at some of those dreams and goals that you wrote then, and see that those dreams and goals, some of those are still the same today, you know, still wanting to make sure that my girls have every opportunity and experience possible, still wanting to make sure that I'm funding a retirement for my husband and I, still wanting to buy a second home maybe someday, preferably in Walt Disney World. And so some of the goals and dreams that I was writing down years ago, I can go back and there's still goals and dreams, and that keeps me fired up to work this business. So if you keep those journals and those notebooks, you can go back and look at that. And sometimes it's really cool to go back and look at that stuff and see what you've accomplished, because we can surely get caught up in the day-to-day and think that, golly, man, we can't get anything going. And we go back and look at what all we've done, and that keeps us motivated to do even more. So today we're talking about the why. I'm really excited to dig into this with you. And I encourage you to, you know, really spend some time on this today and be thinking about, what is it about this business that's going to fuel me to do something with it? What is my why? Make it tangible. When I used to do Beachbody Live master trainings, sometimes I would, especially when I was doing a lot of them and I would be tired, you know, if I was doing a back-to-back, a Saturday, Sunday, I would literally say to myself, on the day when I would get up that morning to the training, I would say, this training is buying my plane tickets to Disney. All right, let's go. And that was a very tangible reason why. Now, is there a deeper spiritual, esoteric type reason why I was doing those trainings? Yes, I want to help people change our lives. But sometimes you need the tangible. This training is going to buy my tickets to get my girls to Disney. All right, let's go. You know, this workout is going to help me feel more confident in my bathing suit. Let's go. This food choice is going to keep me on track because I'd like to see abs someday. Just like someday, I'd like to see abs. Okay, let's go. So don't be afraid to connect to something tangible too. Maybe you want to buy a new set of weights for your weight room, or what? Who cares? That's your why. Don't be afraid to connect it to something tangible. Please don't think it has to be some soul-wrenching, large thing right now. That might come. But if right now your why is that you want to go buy yourself some new outfits for Riviera Maya, then that's your why, and rock that. Whatever's going to keep you on track. Whatever's going to keep you motivated. And then the why changes because you change. And then the why changes again because you change. And the why changes and it grows. That's my cue. Let's get to work on our whys. Make it a great day. Talk to you soon.